Buenos tardes. I'm pretty sure it's not after 5 yet, so I guess it's still after now. I don't fucking care, whatever. Anyways, how are you doing? I was actually on my way down to record a message, and then something else popped up, and then I decided to go get ice cream. So I'm actually on my way to getting ice cream, and I figured I should probably record it first before I go get the ice cream. It's actually kind of warm outside, so it's not gonna last long. So I brought up that point because I was actually, like I said, planning to come and record a message, and this one popped in my head instead. So I'm just gonna start talking, and we're gonna see what happens. What you do is your business. This is something I've been having to learn lately. I've spent most of my life being told who I am. So much so that I am 32 and I'm figuring out who I am now. I make it sound like it's a bad thing. I don't know how else to phrase it. I feel like it's a bad thing being 32 and just now discovering who I am. But that's based off limited perceptions. That's not what I'm here to talk about. What I am here to talk about is, for instance, lately, I kind of had to cut out everyone in my life right now, family specifically, because they're trying to tell me who I am and what to do. We'll just use my sister for example. Most recently, I tried to be open and talk to her. Of course, I can sit here and be like, oh, maybe I did something wrong, but she ended up, basically every conversation me and my older sister have is, I love you, talk at you later, you should take medicine. You should go on pills. You should go to therapy. And at first, you could be like, well, that's just... And she even uses this example, or excuse, I do it out of love. You know, that is also what manipulators say, too. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. Well, me specifically with my sister, well, it came down to an ultimatum. If you've been following my channel, I actually just got my eviction notice, so I've got 30 days. We'll see what happens, but that aside, one of the plans was to move back up to my home state where I was born, Minnesota. And, the deal with that is, I would have to live with my sister and my grandma. Or technically just my grandma until I figured out my own place. But she decided to tell me I had to go to therapy and take medicine. I said fine with the therapy, but I'm not taking medicine. She's like, well, it's a requirement. I'm just like, excuse me? She's like, you need to take pills, Adam. You need to get on pills. I'm just like, no. No. She's like, what do you mean no? I'm just like, no. She's like, well, you need help. I'm like, no, you know, whether I do or I don't, that's not for you to say. That's not your choice. You know, I like myself. I've gotten to a point I like myself. So why would I let someone... In fact, I even broke it down for her and called her out. She basically told me I was not allowed to see my nephews unless I was on medication. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I guess I won't see you for a while. And the reason that is because I even called her out and said, no, Steph, that's manipulation. What you're trying to tell me is you're not okay with who I am, and I need a change to be around you. So we're done. We're done. That's a little bit of an extreme, but that's the reference I'm trying to get to, the point I'm trying to make. Is all your life, everyone, TV, social media, culture itself, the people around you, everyone tries to constantly get in your business, tell you who you are, what to do, what to like, what to not like. Look, I'm totally bringing myself up here. What do they call that? Vulnerability. I collect anime figures, but I also collect Monster High dolls. It's not that big a deal. But yet, people have to make it a big deal. I'm a furry. I put on dog ears and I stream on Twitch, play games. But I get so much hate and so much bullcrap, and it's just like, I'm literally not doing anything wrong. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not bringing any negativity. I'm just doing my thing. You know. But yet, people around me are not okay with it. And they want to judge me for it. In fact, it felt extremely self-conscious. I'll tell you the story first. So I had a friend at work, one of my most previous jobs, and I'm getting close to an end of a video. Oh, it's only been 5 minutes. Well, I'm just gonna have to roast for a minute. Whatever. I don't plan on taking too long. So most recently, I had a coworker who was my friend, and I was telling him about it, and he acted, yeah, it's all cool, but I'm pretty sure he was judging me behind my back. Regardless of whether that's true or not. I told him a story, and it's kind of ironic. I told him, I'm like, it's kind of ironic that I turned out to be how I thought I didn't want to. Like, I had a friend years ago, back in my very first job. I worked at a Kroger. And I had this dude who was a pretty shut-in. He was actually a 40-year-old virgin kind of guy. Poor bastard. And, nothing wrong with it, just, you never knew the feeling. Anyways, mourning for the guy. He's still alive, he's in my heart. Poor dude. But, I was pretty young. I was 18 and working there. He was like 26, 27, almost 30. That's just whatever, dude. We worked together. And for the first time, I was gonna go visit his place. And I was talking to my friend Josh at work. And his name is Michael. Michael comes up. He goes, "Hey man, I have to warn you." I was like, "Warn me what?" He's like, "Well, you're coming over to my place for the first time tomorrow, and I just have to warn you." I was like, "Why?" "Wait, you're kind of freaking me out. Should I not come over?" He goes, No, it's fine. It's just, I have to let you. I was like, alright, dude, I guess I'll just see you tomorrow. My friend Josh looks up and goes, "What if he has a bunch of dead hookers in the closet?" I was like, I guess I'll find out tomorrow. I get in his house. He lives with his parents, pretty standard. I lived with mine at the time, too. So, this is whatever. So I went in through his house, normal looking house. But you get into his bedroom, and it's My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, that specific series, all over. Literally, like, his whole shelf, his bedspread, he even had a plushie. It was on his laptop. He opens up his laptop and it sings the theme song. And I'm just like, damn. Wow, you're right, that's quite a bit. I went in the next day to work, I look at Josh, I go, it was worse than the dead hookers. Oh, man. I didn't tell him. I didn't rat him out, but I'm just like, it was bad. Well, I was still his friend. I didn't judge him, but I gave him shit like a good friend, I did it to his face. I was like, hey, man, that's lame. Well, after taking so much shit, he finally goes, dude, have you ever watched it? I was like, no. He goes, alright, watch it. So I watched the first 3 episodes, I go, yeah, alright, you won me over. So I ended up becoming a brony myself. But now he is not like that. He went normal. And I actually feel the pain in my heart. I'm like, damn. I actually feel really guilty. Because I'm the same damn way now. I'm 32. I'm not a virgin, but... Well, that's TMI. But I don't date. I haven't dated in a while. I'm what you call, the otaku or whatever. One who just enjoys anime culture and kind of keeps to himself, a hermit. And I collect Monster High dolls. And I had them on a shelf, right next to my anime figures. And I'm not gonna lie, it made me not want to have people over. Because of being judged like I judged my friend. And I'm just like, damn. Or specific interests. I don't know, you probably can't see them. No, you can't see them, but my car is littered with plushies. Tons of plushies. My dad used to say, get them the hell out of your car. That's for girls. In fact, growing up... Oh, come on, Cartman, don't do this to me. You're interrupting the internets. The almighty gods of the internet will smite you and your Target carts. You scoot your cart. Get on out of here. So... he actually used to, he was very heterosexual kind of thing. Girls play with dolls, guys play with cars. I honestly played with cars, action figures, and dolls. I played with them more than my sister. But he decided for us, based on his stereotypes. Like I said, no stuffies, no this, no that. In fact, for the longest time, I always had immense pressure not to be gay. I was raised anti-gay. And it was one of his biggest fears was one day I was going to come home and be like, hey, Dad, I like guys. That was like one of his biggest fears. So it's like, why should these people get to tell me who I am? Well, it's not even that. It's even further deeper than that. I'm gonna butcher this because I was doing research and I just did like a nervous system video. But it also, we tune our nervous systems based off of them. So it's, oh, am I safe getting this thing based on what someone else is going to say about it? Am I going to be me regardless? Or am I going to only buy things that I think my parents would be okay with? I'm 32. I should be an adult. I'm going to go and buy black and white panels for my flooring and, black drapes to match the carpet. Nah, dude, I put blackout curtains all across, all the same color. They don't match anything else, but I got a wall of anime figures, I got a wall of dolls, I got a computer out and just all over the place. I do not qualify myself as an adult. I have to be an adult. Doesn't mean I am an adult. I'm gonna just call myself out there. Doesn't mean I am an adult. Because if that's what an adult is, I don't want to be it. There's no point. It's just rigid assholes who have no fun in life. In fact, I learned not to have fun from that. Like I said just now, getting to be myself, learn who I am, be free, to earn freedom, to be free. That's one of the things we all want. So why should you allow someone else to tell you what you like, what you want, what you do, who you are? That's what media does. That's what ads do. They get you, they see this thing, and they're like, hey, this is cool, this is you, you should get it. Or again, people around you should decide how you should be. If I don't do this, I disappoint XYZ. I disappoint my mom, I disappoint my dad. I disappoint my manager, I disappoint... Crunch. Sorry, they out there doing the bumper cars. I should probably finish up this video. Yeah, I don't know why this popped up, why this even came in. I know, like I said, this is something I've been struggling with. Oh, this is the other thing I've been doing, using my voice. That's been one of the things, is now I'm finally speaking up and saying for myself. Like I'm disagreeing with my family. If they're pissed at me, you know what, F them, they can be pissed, I don't care anymore. That was one of the things, I was never allowed to speak up. So, I was always told I was the quiet one. Well, that's because I also got yelled at, but... So, we base our nervous systems attuned to other people's nervous systems. So we allow them to tell us how to feel. I think I'm officially just going around in circles. So we're probably going to call it quits here soon. Is there anything else that needs to come through? Find friends who like the same thing. Yeah, that's one of the things that sells it for me, so... I have met other people who like D&D, who like games, who like anime figures, who like whatever. So, if you have people in your life... I'm not saying burn everyone who doesn't agree with your life choices, but don't let them affect you. Don't let them tell you. In fact, it's not meant to be from a sense of validation. That's not what I'm trying to get at. Because I realize that's how it's coming across. It's just find people you vibe with. Find out what you want, what you like. First off, by quieting all that noise. Like I said, for instance, it got to the point, for me, I don't mind working a job. I ain't got no problem with it. I love work. In fact, I've been going crazy not working. But I've discovered I'm going to work 70 hours a week and be okay. That's not me. Just because that's you and that's you and that's you, doesn't mean you get to tell me that's me. So take out time for yourself and decide what you really want, what you really value, what you really feel like. Like, for instance, I find, here, for instance, a lot of my game preferences were based off my friends. Oh, here, you should try this game. Nothing wrong with recommendations. But then they would force it on me and they buy me the game, and then I have to play it with them because they bought it for me. I was like, well, okay. But I actually take time out. I find out some of these games, I don't even fucking like them. I just played them because my friend made me. Kind of stuff like that. So first you have to decide not to listen to anyone besides yourself, and then once you get to that point, play, experiment, figure out who you are. And then once you figure that out, it's a lot easier to say no, because then you're like, well, I don't like that, so no thanks. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my game. We'll play something else. If you want to play that, that's fine. Catch me on the flip side. Okay, is there anything else? I am officially roasting my car and I want my fucking ice cream. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, not your bees, not your wax. Don't fucking matter. Just do your best not to let someone else put you down for your choices. All of this is what I'm saying to myself right now. Because like I said, I'm making some life choices that are rather interesting. And I'm getting judged for. I'm being told I'm incorrect. I'm being told... I think I said this in one video, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but that doesn't mean what's good for the gander is good for the goose. Means what's good for me is good for everyone, but not what's good for everyone is good for me. I don't entirely know how that works, but the logic's there. It's like, I improve myself and it helps everyone else, but listening to them trying to tell me how to improve doesn't help me. Doesn't help me at all. Because they don't know me. They don't know you. What truly lights you up? That's actually been something I've been having to discover, is what truly lights me up. I've been actually having to dig really deep and be like, okay, what do I actually enjoy? What do I actually enjoy? Turns out tarot cards is one of them. I was told I was never allowed to touch them. Growing up, they were bad. Bad. Voodoo, the devil. Turns out, I'm an active user. I even told my family about it. One of them gave me tarot cards because she doesn't want them anymore. The other one thinks I'm a whack job. She does not think it's valid, and that's fine. Again, you can have your own opinions, but you don't get to invalidate mine because you think yours is right. It's just... I'm just dancing in circles here, so we're gonna call it quits on this. I hope you guys actually got something from this. Like I said, I know this one was a channel message just because, out of nowhere, I'm literally walking down to my car and something just popped in my head and go, okay, we're talking about that then. Cool. Alright. Yep, alright, talk at you later. I'm gonna go inside now. It's kinda warm. Bye.